Hey, welcome to EVE Online Battlebots. This is episode 18.3. I think I figured out that if I work on anything in particular, I'll put the episode and then as it grows, do like a point 3, point 4, point 5. And then if I do something different, then I'll do a different episode. I could say series or something like that, but I don't. I started with episode. Maybe we'll do episodes or something. Um, so this is episode 18.3. The first two episodes are my poor excuse for starting with uh, planetary interaction. Um, and let's go ahead and minimize that there. Uh, I'm moving on to the next level here. Now I'm still out in low sec, so I've got two guys in system right now with me, so I'm just keeping my D-scan up because I am in space. But I'm feeling pretty safe. I'm out in a safe spot so they could see me, but unless they've got some combat scanners, they can't really scan me down. I always like to point out the mistakes I've made, uh, and I'm not sure. I didn't go back and watch the last video, but I remember the last video I did my first planet, and then also dropped a command center. Um, and I think I started, maybe I put a hangar, I'm not sure. Um, Long story short, I went to this barren planet here. Um, oh, and before I go any farther, I'm doing this off the seat of my pants so I learn it. Um, Down the road, I'll probably come back and redo all of this, but this is more of a learning experience. Um, my ultimate goal, if you watch the first video in this series, these episodes, is that I created an alt and also went Omega so I can do the planetary interaction. I'm going to use all of my planetary interaction long term to build an orca, the money that I make off of it to build an orca to fund that whole process there. So having my two characters, I should be able to long term do 5 or 6 planets. Um, I've been watching some of the news in Eve, and they're changing the manufacturing, so there's a chance that PI or planetary interaction might be worth a lot more. So that's why I want to kind of delve into this, and I wanted to go Omega so I could skill up faster. So that said, back to the game at hand. Um, I want to show you my first mistake that I found. Let's go ahead and I think I'm fine. It wasn't really bothering me. Um, and oh, that's weird. Oh no, okay. Eh, new guy in. Gotta just keep an eye out. If you hit your V, you can always refresh. It's a shortcut for de-scanning. Um, so last episode, I dropped my first command center, and then I scanned to see what the planet was like. That's a mistake on my part because once I scanned the planet and I decided that I wanted to do carbon here, and I'll scroll in here a little bit. This is my command center, and this over here is my launch pad and everything else. Um, and so this was my first mistake. It's not a huge mistake. It won't really affect a whole lot. But my command center is far away from my launch pad. The biggest thing there is your launch pad will send things up to um, the customs office, the things that you get, while the command center, and then you can pick up those items that you've made on the planet. While the command center, if that custom office is taxes are too high, or actually gets blown up, um, you can't send stuff up through the launch pad. You have to wait till those prices go down or something else. Whereas with a command center, you can actually send things up, shoot it off into space. And I haven't done this yet. But you can shoot items off in space. It's much smaller amounts, but if you want to get it off the planet without having to deal with that other side, if it's kind of an emergency, you can shoot it off into space and you can have your ship go pick it up in space. So one thing I've thought about in the future is I want to scan a planet first, then put my command center down. Because that might give me, it's an emergency backup. Not too worried about it. Again, like I said, I like to just jump in heads first, make some mistakes. If you can learn from my mistakes in the future. So what I'm doing now is, let's just descan one more time, make sure nobody's being goofy. Okay. I have a lava command center. In my skills, I was able to get up my, where is it here, planetary management. Okay, so planetary consolidation allows me to do each level of that allows me to do one more planet. So at level 5, I can actually do 6 planets. I have one level of it right now, so I can do 2 planets. And in Unertech right now, the second planet, I'm just doing this to learn how to do it, is a lava planet. So I went and got a lava command center. Once I get done learning all of this, I'm probably going to go back and redo it all. But I'm just going to go right down the line because I think long term you want to plan out what you want to get and then find the planets that you want to do to get to that product that you want to sell. But I'm doing the exact opposite. All I'm doing is building stuff, and then I'll work from there, make some money off of it, and then see how that goes and reassess after that's done. Don't want to come up with any grandiose plans. Let's say I get into 3 planets of it and I go, man, this sucks. Then I've spent way too much time, so I don't think it will, but maybe I'll do that. So, long story short, my planet here has been, my barren planet here has been producing for a little bit over 12 hours, I think, maybe 14. And at the lowest levels, I have here a launch pad, and I have here a basic industry that's taking the items that I'm sending in here, and then I send it over to those items here to refine it down. So, long story short, I'm mining carbon compounds, sending them to this basic factory, and getting biofuels off of that. Over the course of the last 12 hours, I was not playing this, I wasn't doing anything, and it has produced 136,000, let me just pull it up here, 130,000 ISK on its own. And I would just have to pick this up and take it to market. I'm 100% sure that this is the lowest possible level that you can do with this because I barely have any skills, so I'm very interested to see over the course of a full day how much one planet can produce. And as I get better, I'll get a lot better at that. But still 137,000 ISK for doing absolutely nothing is kind of cool. As you saw the last game, you do have to put some investment into it to put this stuff down. But it's not a huge amount if you've got a little bit of money in your pocket. So let's move on to the next part. So I want to put down this lava planet. Exit industry for this one. I'm going to come back up here and I want to look at my lava planet here. I'm going to view planetary interaction. This is my new planet that I want to go to and drop a command center. Now, like I said, the last one I just dropped the command center and then worked with it from there. This one I want to actually look and see. It's got different items that it can produce. So what I want to do is see which ones are the best ones for me to do, then drop the command center in the best possible spot. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to scan for each one of these. And as my skills go up, my scanning will get better. So here's your base metals here. Now, if I'm not mistaken, actually, I want to go back over here. I don't want to do the same. Some of the planets have the same materials. I don't want to do the same materials. I think on the last one, I was doing show info. It also has base metals, but I was doing carbon compounds. So I could do base metals here. I'm not going to worry about that so much. I'm just kind of looking at the planet and seeing what it's got to offer. Just off the top of my head, it's got some nice white. The white areas here are where you want to put your extractors down at. Felsic magma. So not a whole lot of felsic magma on this one. I think, I might be wrong with this, but I think felsic magma is only on some of the planets, maybe only lava planets. I read, and then I come in here and I play and I forget about it. Heavy metals, well, that's a pretty good one. I'm just going to go with some basic stuff, so that is definitely an option right there. Look at all that right there. The one thing too is as you put your extractors down, it will take, it's kind of like the asteroid belt. It will take stuff out, and then so these areas might go down some for a while, and then they'll replenish, but they'll change over time. Non-CS crystals. I think this is another one of those that isn't on every type of, a lot of planet types. It might only be, there isn't a whole lot there. And then suspended plasma. Oh, that's not too bad. It's not bad at all. I kind of like that right there. Suspended plasma. So my choice right now is heavy metals or felsic plasma. I'm sorry, or heavy metals or suspended plasma. Even though it looks like there's more heavy metals, I think I might want to go with some suspended plasma. Now, the other one here is I want to show other characters' stations, see if there's anybody else out here. I'm not seeing anybody. It's kind of hard to see them. I think you have to be in close like this. He's basically looking for another command center. Not too worried about it right now. Okay. So I think what I want to do is just drop a command center right here. Ava Scott. Let's see here. How are you? Scan. Okay. Not too worried. Security status is not too bad there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to warp to planet 2 and drop my command center. Within 100. Now you can't see me doing that right now. My ship is actually going there, but I've got the planetary view up. I'll just show you here. I'm on my way there. Okay. I want to do a quick scan real quick, make sure. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull up the lava planet. View on planetary industry, good. And we want to go nope, we wanted to go to suspended plasma, good. And then I'm going to go here, I'm going to build my lava center. Boom. So it's right in the general area. I'm going to put my extractor right here. But I want it to be in general distance so I can actually have it close to it. Actually, I'm going to put my thing there. So let's go ahead and submit that. It is dropped. And now I can just go ahead and dock up while I work on this. So my ship in the background here will go and dock up while I'm working on this. So the first thing I want to do is I want to build a launch pad. I think I did this in the last one. Oh, oops. Cancel that. You always have to go into your command center and increase. I think to just get a launch pad down, you have to increase it to level 2. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Submit. While I'm looking at this, as you saw, I can only go to level 2. So what I'm going to do is go back into planetary management, command center upgrade. It's only 2 hours. I'll go ahead and drop that in here. And that'll allow me, maybe the next video is I'll go in and I'll upgrade my command centers and show you how you change what you've set up. So I'm going to set up a really basic system here. So we're going to go ahead and drop off a Launchpad, right here. Submit. And then I'm going to put an extractor here. And, trust me, I know there's probably better ways to do this, but I'm going to link this to my Launchpad. Right click on it, submit. And then before I put extractors out, I made this mistake yesterday off camera. I actually want to put my basic industry down first. What I want to actually make. Now I'm sure there's a better way of doing this. I just want to, you'll probably see it in the next couple videos where I'm changing some things. But that's linked there, good. And so what you want to do is actually hover over this and it will tell you what you can make, what is it's required for in your basic factory. So I need to make plasmoids, tier 1s, out of this one. So I'll come over here and choose plasmoids. Submit. Good. So once I start bringing stuff in, I'll then send it to this station here. It will make the plasmoids and send it back and be ready to be launched out for sent to market or whatever else I want to do with it. So now that I've got all that set up, all I have to do now is put my extractors out. So, whoops, I was doing that wrong. Click on this. I'm going to build my extractor, so I'm going to hit this, install extractor program. What I like to do first is put my scanner here. Whoops. Close that real quick. Have it scanning what I need first. Okay, there we go. And then extractor. Now I want to choose the plasmoids. There it is. Now I'm going to add on as many extractors as I can possibly, and you notice here they're adding up right here. Made a lot of mistakes with this yesterday, but I started to get it down. I think I can do up to 8. Yeah, with the skills that I have, I can do up to 8. Now, the big thing here is see how these are overlapping each other? So it makes a percentage, it's making a negative percentage of my input. So definitely don't want any of these touching each other. So pull these out. Okay. Now the next thing that I want to do is figure out, before I move these around anymore, I'm going to figure out how long I want this to extract for. I'm going to pull this up for 24 hours or 1 full day. So tomorrow I can come back. At any point in time, I'll have to reset it. You can do it up to 2 weeks, I think. Yep, 2 weeks. So you can basically set it and forget it, like it's a rotisserie chicken. But I'm just going to do it for 24 because I want to come back and take a look at it, see what it's done. So, oh, that's the other thing too, is when I pull this up, I went to 1 day, watch these extractor heads. They actually get larger and smaller. So you have to be careful with that. See how they get a little bit smaller there? Let's say I go up to a full 2 weeks. The extractor heads get huge. They start overlapping each other. So that's why you want to do the length of time first before you start moving them around. Because then you'll just have to move them around again. So I'm going to go down here to 1 day. Plenty of room. Okay. Now, what I like to do at this point is actually look at which one is getting me the best. So that went to 157 per extraction. So, and the rest of these are 140s. So this one here, whoops, shouldn't have clicked on it, should have just hovered over it, was right there. Yep, 157. So if you just hover over these, see how when I hover over them, watch down here, they'll actually change and it will tell me which ones I'm looking for. So I know that this is really good in this area. So if I can get some of my other extractors in that same area, and you can move it around and see if there's any better areas. This is 150 up here, so that's pretty good. You don't want them all in the same spot. And this is just being, picky at it. 158, that's really good. How about you there? I'll check down here, see, that's only 140, 155. Which one is that one? That one is that one there. So I'll move this a little bit down. Not a huge amount. You're only getting like one or two more, but it does add up. Alrighty, so I've got that set up. I'm going to start the extraction. And always want to hit submit. So these are working. These are running. They are extracting. Each cycle is 15 minutes long. Now here's the most important part, I think, of the entire process. You have to route the materials. If you don't route it, they will just sit there and glut up. So the first thing you want to do is click on your main extractor here, hit routing. It will tell you what's coming in, and it will say it's not routed. You want to create a route. You want to send it on down here. Create route. Submit. And now everything that comes into here will go to my launch pad. If I scroll down here and I click on routes, see where it says here, incoming amount, quantity from here, 2600. Now I haven't stopped yet. Let's zoom in here a little bit. So here's my launch pad. Here's my station, my basic factory. What I want to do is take the plasmoids that are coming in and have them come over here to make my suspended plasmoids. What's coming in is the plasma raw source. So what I want to do here is route, create the route to here, create the route, submit. So if I pull this up, pull up all routes, see where I've got the plasma coming in, suspended plasma coming in. Now what I want to do is I want to take and route this one, the plasmoids, back down to here, submit. And the most basic setup you can possibly have is now set up for it. If you look at anybody else's systems, there's some really intricate ones out there. It looks pretty cool. But this is the most basic thing that you can do. I'm doing level 1 items. I think you can go up to level 2, level 3, and level 4. But those take 2 items and put them together. Hopefully I'll get to that point and make some good money. So you can see there's definite growth in this. But if I come here, it'll just show you I have a bunch of plasma coming in. Every time I get this amount in, it will start taking out 3,000 to my basic factory, and it will send back 20 plasmoids. So what do I do once it gets in there? Exit the planet. Just show you on my other planet, the barren planet that I had earlier, now that I have some stuff in there. So this is, and I've got my planetary industry. Now I have 2 planets, and it shows what I'm making. Isn't that kind of cool? It also shows right here what I've made. Notice I haven't made anything here or extracted anything. It's in the process of doing it. This planet here had the last 14 hours, and I can just scroll over and see what's there. So it's a nice thing. You don't have to go into each planet. You just pull them up. So this is what I have in storage. The estimated price, which is kind of cool. I didn't know that. So what I want to do here is I want to look at it. And if you're wondering, now that I have this stuff in here, biofuels, there we go. What I would do here is Oh, okay. Before I can send it out, so let's go ahead and undock. I guess you cannot send stuff to and from the customs office unless you're actually in space. Nobody's in system right now, so I'm not worried about it. I am going to stop, though, so I can dock back up if I have to. Now that I'm in space, we'll go back in, click on this. I haven't done this yet, so this is kind of fun. Highlight that, right-click. Whoop, just had somebody come in system. I'm going to be a little bit careful. And if I do that, then what I would do is move this over to here, and it would send that stuff up to the customs office. I would fly the customs office. It would cost me 10,000 ISK to get these items it's basically the cost of the item divided by the ISK. I can go ahead and dock back up here. Don't like just sitting out here. But that's basically how I would send stuff up to the customs office and pick it up. Future video, I'll go ahead and show you how I did that. Once I start pulling stuff off the planets. Running a little bit long here, so I'll go ahead and end the video here. I know I've probably made a few mistakes here, but I'm learning as I go. Like I've said before, I like going in head first, diving in head first. It's fun that way. But as I learn, you'll get to see it. Alrighty, you guys have a great day. I'm not going to say fly dangerously. Build dangerously, extract dangerously, be stupid. Okay, have a good one. Bye.